to ensure that they are not going to be part of the domestic debt exchange program. We have some guests who are joining us this morning, and they will be sharing with us what their stance on this matter would be and why they also think that they should not be included, or maybe should be included otherwise. I mean, we've been told by government that as it stands now, over 80% of the targeted number of people to sign on, well, they've reached that, and so they're good to go. And that means that the final date for signing up has also been, has ended, more like. So joining us via Zoom this morning, we have Amma Orleans Lindsay, and we also have Dr. Bernard Tutubuahin and Dr. Joel D. Akwete. Good morning to all three of you. I hope you're well.
Good morning.
All right, and I'll be having this conversation with Cookie, by the way, and she's also here. But Amma, I'll start with you. First of all, Amma, what do you do and how are you affected by the domestic debt exchange program?
I am affected twice because of what I do. I work in a microfinance institution. And you know, the financial institutions have been compelled by regulatory requirements to be part of this as an institution. And because the Bank of Ghana, the government is providing the Financial Stability Fund and all, they are compelled to join, whether you like it or not, because the requirements are that if you don't join, your bonds are not recognized in your books if you submit your accounts to BOG. So if you want it recognized, you have to by force join. Then there's an issue about your solvency, liquidity, and stuff. Yeah. So that we're compelled to join. So I am very much affected. If it comes to the individual level, yes, I am, because I also have personal bonds. And my issue basically, now that it's over, exemption is done. Yeah. Self-exemption. But government has an issue with trust now. Whatever date, whatever thing government says, they do otherwise. You know, we're told that we're not going to the IMF.
Yeah.
But we ended up there anyway. And then we're told, the president himself said, no haircuts. But here we are. We're told if you self-exempt, your bonds will be paid when they are due.
Yeah.
6th February came and it's gone. And here we are. We don't even have a date for, if it's delayed, then it's delayed till when? Government has come up with a press release. And this press release says nothing about the old bonds. It's saying that everything will be done and new bonds. It's talking only about the new bonds. So those of us who, because it's voluntary, volunteered, opted not to be part of it, what's happening to us? Government is so silent, it's not funny. And we are feeling the impact. So what's happening to us? And nobody's talking. So we really need to hear government tell us exactly when our coupons will pay, because they promised that if you self-exempt, if you voluntarily opt out, do not worry, your coupons will be paid. How come 6th of February came, coupons were mature, coupons were due for payment, and they failed to pay? And they are silent on payment dates.
Well, government says that it should just give them up to 21st of February for them to pay up. You don't believe that they will pay you on the 21st?
No, you didn't get that well. Please check it again. The 21st is specifically referring to the new bonds.
Okay.
So I'm talking about, yes, I'm talking about, they're quite silent on it. Nothing was, you read it again.
Okay.
Nothing was said about the old bonds, yes.
But so if government if government even comes out with a date for you, let's just say they come and they tell you that tomorrow they'll be paying you, you would want to see it written down on paper, signed, sealed, and delivered.
And on it, okay. Because they said same thing about the sit. Here we are, that when it falls, you don't pay. So yes, we want it on paper, signed and sealed, and on it.
Okay. A quick one before we move on to our other guests. So there was something you said earlier about the first way by which you're affected. You say you work with a microfinance company, and so you were compelled to sign on to this. I know there were some post engagements, you know, that I believe that government may have had with the finance institutions. Are you saying that that did not yield any positive results at all?
Okay, so let me tell you this. The agreement that we had, or the government had with the financial institutions, compelled us to have 5% interest or coupon rates or whatever on our bonds. As the financial institution, you mobilize funds, right?
Yeah.
So you get people's money. People put their fixed deposits with you, and these are fixed deposits running for 20%, 22%. Then you put this money there with the government in months. If government is giving you 5% on it, and you have a paper certificate with somebody for 20%, 22%, who is footing the 15%, 17% difference?
Yeah.
I have to accommodate it. I have to swallow it. Where do I get the funds to pay? Well, I don't know whether government considered it or the meeting thought about it, but there's a huge gap that we are compelled to. I don't even know how we are going to resolve that.
How are you?
Because we can't call our customers and tell them that, oh, we are sorry, government is giving us only 5% on our money to them. So you too, your fixed deposit here, even if you're 22, we'll give you 5%. It doesn't wash.
So that's the question I wanted to ask. How are you dealing with your customers right now? What are you telling them?
And for now, we want to see how it goes, because we are also concerned about the spiral effect. If you call one person now and tell him, you come for your money because I can't give you 22% when government is giving me 5%. This person is going to tell the next person, they have called me, they have to come for my money, so you to go. Before you realize you are down. And even if they come for their monies, even if they are coming for their monies are with government.
Yeah, so how are you?
And the money is with them.
So that's what I want to understand, because if I'm a customer and I have a fixed deposit with you, and of course it has matured, and I want my interest, even if I'm not taking my principal, or say I want my principal and my interest all at once, I'm sure that in this period there are a number of fixed deposits that have matured with you as a loan institution. So what are you telling these customers, and are they understanding and being patient with you that there's a problem or there's a challenge with the DDEP?
Currently, fortunately, this issue is starting from January.
Okay.
So those that due or that matured in January, we had no issues.
Okay.
It's going forward. So we want to assess how the situation goes and see if we can do one-on-one. We are still strategizing, because we don't want to cause any panic effect there.
Right.
Because it will bounce back on us and it will be quite negative. So we need to be strategic about this.
Has this affected prospective customers of yours? Is it reducing? Are customers still bringing fixed deposits, or because of the fear and panic, you are losing customers?
We have decided for now not to even take fixed deposit, because if you take it and you don't sell it as in loan, your best bet is sell it in loans.
Right.
But if you don't sell it as in loans, you can't put it out there. Now there's even fear for T-bills. There's this talk, there's this scare, there's this fear about will T-bills be affected? Will government do this T-bills? So everybody is being cautious now. Yes. So some of it you don't take. Those that we can sell, you take, and then you consider the rate also. So many things, the dynamics are varied. So many dynamics. We are checking the terrain well, and then we see how it goes.
All right, Dr. Bernard Tutubuahin, thank you for joining us again on TV3Newday. Now, tell us your thoughts about the domestic debt exchange program and how this also affects you as an individual. Dr. Tutubuahin, can you hear us? Okay, let's move on to Dr. Joel Akwete. If Dr. Tutu can't hear us, we'll see if we can reconnect. Dr. Joel Akwete, can you also hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, thank you so much for joining us. And so how is this affecting you too?
Right, thank you very much. And good morning to your listeners. The DDEP program has been a very distressing one for myself and my family, because prior to the DDEP, I mean, as most people would do, we usually plan our lives. And I'm somebody who's very much into investments, and I plan my life around my investments and my coupons and all that. And some of the coupons are meant for specific things, like paying fees and supporting other family members. And ever since the DDEP and the uncertainties around it, it's been one roller coaster after the other. Currently, there are bonds that have matured, coupon payments due on the 6th, and we've not received anything, and we've not been told anything to that effect. The government came out with a press statement, I think on yesterday morning, 14th morning, stating that they would honor the bonds in line with government fiscal responsibility. But having said that, yes, I think it's a step in the right direction, but we need specifics.
Okay.
Because some of us owe. You know, I'm part of the Individual Bondholders Association of Ghana, and some people owe, and they are being pressed to pay up. And I know people who took mortgages and took out loans against their coupons, and currently the banks are after them. Some people have their creditors chasing them, and they keep saying government said they'll pay, but it's not washing anymore. Because what do you mean government said they'll pay? Why can't government come out and tell us specifically when they intend to pay?
Okay.
They can talk about when the settlement date for the new bonds. In that same breath, could they not have stated that, okay, between this period, we're going to pay? I think that the longer it takes, the more individual bondholders get rest.
Dr. Kwete, but at the same time, okay, sorry not to cut you, but at the same time, I mean, we're told that at this point, as a country, we're broke. And so do you expect government to tell you we're going to pay at this point, when in actual fact, they know they may not have the money and they will not want to give you a date where they'll disappoint you? Because they said that, well, we even need this for the IMF deal. So as it stands now, we don't even have the money.
Okay, so my question, I'm gonna answer your question with a question.
Okay.
Now, what shows that Ghana is broke? I mean, the government says they are broke. All right.
Yeah.
Now, what has government done to actually show it's broke, apart from tell those that they owe that they are broke? What have they done in terms of their responsibility towards us? Really, I mean, we're talking about the government appointees. We're still getting new government appointees. Those who resigned have been replaced by others. I mean, this government is being touted to have the largest government appointees in the history of Ghana. And you're saying we're broke? I mean, really, broke in what sense then? You know, there's no, the government is taking no responsibility at all on what is happening. Absolutely none.
When you say absolutely none, are you not being too hard on them? Because you know that there was some expenditure cuts. I mean, yes, a lot of us have complained that that was not enough, but at least they did something, didn't they?
No, but you see,
Bella, my name is Bella.
Bella, yes. Bella, you're talking about expenditure cuts. You want individual bondholders, or you want your creditors to take what would refer as a head cut. And you're looking at expenditure cuts, and some of it starting last year was you were not going to give hampers. We're no longer going to do hampers. Are we serious? Like, are you for real? When people have given up their the school fees of their kids, and you're talking about hampers, and you're talking about expenditure cuts that don't materialize into anything, they should tell us how much that is actually saving the country. We need to get serious.
Okay,
people
Doc.
are in dire straits.
Doc, would you have been more understanding and more patient if the size of governments, for instance, was significantly cut down? Would you have been in a better position to understand government when it comes to your money?
I as an individual, I would say that it would make more sense to me that indeed these people are not just saying anything at all, but then they are living what they're talking about. I would have to reconsider my stance. But as it is, it's I mean, the least said about it, the better. I mean, it's outrageous.
So you don't believe government when they say we are in this together?
Oh.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We are definitely not in this together.
We are on our own.
Absolutely not.
Amma is laughing in the back and say we are on our own. All right, then let's. Okay, so then, Bella, I think we can move to
yes.
Dr.
Dr. Bernard
yes,
Tutu Boahene.
Yes.
I don't know if you can hear
for
us.
his thoughts also.
Yeah.
Are you still on, Doc?
Yes, I'm on.
Awesome.
Okay, your thoughts on this one. Let's hear you.
Yes. So good morning to you all.
Morning.
And I think that is quite interesting, for a government to assume that I have a contract, with my creditors, and if the creditor should default, he or she is going to lose a significant percentage of his investment. But when government defaults, then in that case, it comes with the cliche that help me and let me help you. I mean, this is not right. Now, looking at the entire communication surrounding, this DDEP, I think that it is a misnomer, all right, because you see, government has not shown any goodwill, towards the citizen. Government is refusing to show commitment, to us, the individual bondholders. And I feel that, for an economy of this nature to revive, it needs pragmatic minds. It needs people who have clear understanding of the issue and how to deal with it. It is not an issue that somebody or some few people, probably will sit in a room and suggest to the masses what is good. I think that where we've gotten to in our economic development, we deserve better than what is actually happening.
Okay, so
and Bella,
please go ahead. Just go ahead.
Yeah. And Bella, to be honest, you see, governments come with the intention to improve upon the lives of people, but governments don't really come to, as it were, the very few people who have, tried to put certain things together to make their future bright. Government does not attempt to take away their future and the future of their families from them. And I think that, you see, this whole conversation is something deeper than what we are hearing.
That's what you suspect?
Yes.
Okay. So if you had the opportunity, I'm just asking because it's an association that has been formed ever since this DDEP program started. If you had the opportunity to sit with the economic management team, what are some of these suggestions that you can give them to be able to make all of us comfortable?
You see, in the initial stages of our disapproval, government actually invited our leadership, and we put up certain recommendations that help government be able to relieve itself from the hardship, probably put the economy near to recovery, but as it is, we've not seen any attempt, any commitment from government. When we look at when we read carefully, the publication that was put up yesterday, government is saying that they are now going to, consider some recommendations that, people have made. All right. Now, how many weeks or months have this been, have you tendered our recommendation? And you are sitting down to now coming to tell us that you will consider it. When are you going to consider it? So that's where we talk about goodwill. That's where we talk about government's commitment. Now, sitting with government, will be fine. That is, if they have the intention of inviting us, they have the intention of bringing in experts, in economic development and economic restructuring and all that, I think that it will be good enough for this country going forward. All right. But I don't want to assume that in a foreign country, you bring foreign people, to decide for, the indigenous people. It is not done anywhere. It is not done anywhere. Germans understand their language, and they structure the economy based on the German model. All right. South Africa would understand their language and, build their economy around the South African model. But why is it that Ghana picks something from US, picks something from UK, picks something from Australia, and put it together as something for the Ghanaian? It is not good. I mean, for me, it will not fetch. To me, it will not work for us as a nation. And if you are not careful, the fact still remains that 17 times visiting IMF will not end the story. We will go and go and go. And you see, my fear is for the younger generation. All right. And if you are a parent who have worked so hard to put your children on a very good, future, and then for no fault of yours, government decides to take the future of yourself, the father, and the children away. I mean, it is outrageous.
Okay, Doc, so I know that recommendation that was made by the individual bondholders after that technical committee was set up, you were looking at about some 83 billion Ghana cedis that could have been saved from the review of free SHS, retrieving the monies from the state-owned enterprises and all that. I mean, moving forward, if government still decides to implement some of these recommendations that you made, even though individual bondholders may not be excluded, does that give you some respite at least? That, yes, we may be losing money, but at least at this point, government is also cutting down extensively on the expenditure on some of these policies and retrieving monies that have been lost. Would it make any difference?
Well, did you say even though when government decides not to,
I'm just saying that just in case. Okay.
So in case government says we are not giving you your money, to us, that is highly unacceptable.
Okay.
Highly unacceptable. Because listen to the story of Amma.
Doc, are you there? Okay, I think we've lost him. But maybe Dr. Akwete or Amma can take this. Amma, we'll come to you. What do you say about this? That just in case, individual bondholders are not necessarily...
There are thousands of people have taken loans as teachers. And...
Sorry, Doctor.
That would mean a loss, right?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. Carry on.
Yes. That would mean a loss. Someone who has taken a loan, added his entire savings, and then purchased, a bond. Now you are defaulting. How would the person pay the loan in the first place? And how would the person, cater for his family? All right.
Yeah.
So that one is a no-no. Government cannot say that I'm defaulting. Now, from the contractual aspect of this bond, bond is not something that you express it verbally, right? I mean, it goes beyond that. Now, the contract behind it makes it impossible for government to even come out with that in the first place. And to me, I think that is the reason why they keep saying you can self-exempt, right? Now, you see, we are Ghanaians. And me, for once, I decided to be in Ghana and help contribute to the cause of Ghana. It is not as if I didn't have any opportunity, to live a better life elsewhere. All right. My sacrifices was that if I live in Ghana and I put my knowledge, into good use in Ghana, other people would benefit and Ghana would grow.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be a crime that I have committed. All right.
Yeah.
And that suggests that if I've contributed and through no fault of mine, government.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I come in now? I just want to ask my question.
To jeopardize my future. I don't mean or any other person. All right. To help in the restructuring. That is, we are out there to put ourselves, to good use for Ghana, for the prosperity of Ghana. All right. So it is about communication. It is about collaboration. It is about partnership. All right. And governance is not the preserve of an individual. Governance is a collective activity, a collective approach, where everybody should feel free to express himself, contribute, and then we all move together. All right. So now, if government is going to call us, if government is going to engage other stakeholders, if government is going to, even put out there that this is the problem I'm facing, and Bella, the first thing remains that $3 billion from IMF.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we saying that if this government had made a passionate appeal to the good people of Ghana, government wouldn't have gotten that $3 billion in Ghana?
You would have contributed?
Exactly.
You would have?
I would have done that if I knew that the ship is wrecking and I have to do something on my part to save the ship. Okay, I will do it.
Even after the Auditor General's report on COVID-19 funds and how they were expended, you would still go ahead and support?
So, but I'm coming to that point.
Okay.
All right. That, you see, when you look at issues, our recommendations, you see, one of the key things of that recommendation are the fact that, you look at corruption index in this country, and you look at the amount of money we are losing as a country through corruption, and no government have made any effort to fight corruption, then that is something that we should worry about. Now, our recommendation is that if government should control or even reduce corruption by a quarter, okay, we can't be in this mess of $3 billion.
Okay.
And that is for a fact.
Okay, I just want to ask the way forward. Your convener, lawyer Martin Pebu, has said that you guys are embarking on a strike, on a demonstration from the 20th.
The picketing.
Yes, you guys will be picketing from the 20th. Well, we've seen the pensioner bondholders, we've seen the elderly in society do that for over a week now, or let's say a week now. Are you joining? Is that your next move? And this is to all three of you, Amma as well, and the two doctors.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Yes. We've made our request. What we want is a definite, specific date for the payments of the coupons.
Okay.
If government should come out today and say we are paying tomorrow, of course there'll be no need for picketing.
Okay.
Because the picketing is to press home our demand for the payment of what is due us. Our picketing is to push the government to honor its word. We keep saying our word is our bond. For this government, I don't know what their word is. So if they should honor their promise and pay us today, there's good. But if they don't, then we need to push and press on the fact that the non-payment of these coupons is having a telling effect on all of us.
Okay.
How can it? This government is so insensitive. How can you increase electricity, increase water, increase the basic amenities, and then say the money is with you that will live on, you will not pay? How do you expect us to live? Like the doctor said, government is in to make things better for us. Are you coming to make things worse for us? What is the objective of government? Why are they pushing us so hard? Why are they making things so difficult and so frustrating for us? What is this? They should come quickly and pay our money. Tell us when. So we make plans, right? You buy these bonds, there are specific dates for coupon payments. So when the date is about, do you know what exactly you are going to use these coupons for? So when it gets there and they don't pay, they just throw everything aboard. And you don't know what to do, and you don't know where to turn. So it's making things really, really difficult and tough for some of us. So please, those who have the voice, those who can drum home stuff to the government, they should push them. They need to come clean and pay our monies. We need the coupons.
All right, well, thank you so much. And we wish we could hear from the other doctors as well, but unfortunately, this is all time will allow. So Amma Orleans Lindsay, obviously not too happy with the indecision of government or non-communication of government regarding individual bondholders. Dr. Bernard Tutubuahin and Dr. Joel D. Akwete also joined us to share their thoughts on this matter. You can keep sending your messages in. If you have any questions, any concerns, the hashtag is TV3Newday. When we get back, we'll head into sports. One Kawawa is on standby. Keep watching.